Greetings, my name is Neosekken, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Higurashi When They Cry Chapter 3. Let me tell you, Episode 3 ended in a way I did not see coming at all. I mean, I knew it was going to end in a bad way, but I didn't think it would end nowhere near as bad as it turned out to be. Like, I don't know, like maybe the worst I was expecting was that the whole freaking cast essentially would end up dying again like they did in Chapter 2, but oh no, we went well and way beyond that this time. Everybody and everything in Hinamizawa dead because of volcanic gases, it would seem, just erupting from Onikafuchi's swamp and then just essentially killing everybody in their, late at night. And then by the time the outside world realized what was happening, basically just 1,200 people. All 1,200 people in Hinamizawa dead, except for Keiichi, who somehow managed to survive. Even though, as we later found out at the very end of the final chapter of Chapter 3, he was basically supposedly passed out in an area where all the poisonous gases from the swamp, he would have been basically right smack in the middle of all of that as it was passing down to the rest of the village. And yet somehow he was unaffected by all the gases. So I can't even begin to explain how the hell that's possible, how he could have survived if that was indeed the case. And honestly, I don't think the reporter that interviewed him in the ending was lying about any of that. But no. Just like a whole host of other questions that arose in the past few episodes, I have no idea how to explain this one. But yeah. Also, apparently, Keiichi ended up dying only a couple days after being rescued from Hinamizawa due to some kind of fever of sorts that he had. So I don't know. I don't know if it's something that he got from any of the gases or something like that, or if it could have affected him like that in some sort of way, or if it's somehow related to, well, his deteriorating mental state throughout the past few days prior. Yeah, like I said, I got more questions than answers at this point for a lot of the stuff that's gone on. But, yeah, everybody's dead. Everybody's dead. It makes me wonder, how much more worse can things get than that? Than having the entirety of Hinamizawa just basically massacred through volcanic gases. And maybe I shouldn't be asking that question because I will probably end up jinxing things later on in the later chapters. But too late now, so hopefully the gods won't curse me to witness something even more horrific. Anyway, so all we have left is the all-cast review session, like the last two chapters before us. So, I'm going to let everybody do their speculation and recap of everything that happened in this chapter. And I'm going to try to postulate some of my own theories as to, well, what might have actually been going on along the way, if I can think of anything at all at this point, as of me recording this. Maybe days or weeks after I get this video out here, I'll probably have some more answers that I'm probably going to think of in this video, but as I seem to be very fond of saying these days, time will tell. So let's just go ahead and get started on this. See what everybody has to say, and what feels or seems more likely to me as to what the hell's going on. And hello to you, Reina. It is great to see you alive, and not gassed to death. Thank you very much for enjoying Higurashi When They Cry Chapter 3, Tatari Goroshi.
これまでのシナリオとは 少し違う雰囲気でお送りしましたが、いかがだったでしょうか?
How'd you like it? It had a different sort of atmosphere than the previous chapters. No fucking kidding! Things were a lot more serious. What with the whole abusive... What the whole freaking bit about abusive households and familial relationships and the like. And then there's, of course, like I was just saying, everybody dying! Really fucking different, I gotta say.
お楽しみいただけたなら幸いです。
I would be happy if you enjoyed it. Oh yeah, I enjoyed it. But I'm still very confused. Hello, scary nurse lady.
今回も胸のすくようなバッドエンドだったわね。
A bad end again. The type which we're so fond of, huh?
私個人としては大災害が実際に起こった時の惨劇の描写も欲しかったところだけど、みんなの感想も同じかしら?
Personally, I wanted to get a scene of the gas coming in, the villagers spasming and foaming at the mouth one by one before dying. Do you all think so too? You must be a real fucking sadist deep down to actually want to see something like that. Holy shit.
そんなわけありませんでしたよ。
Of course I don't think so. Hey, Satoko. Also good to see you alive.
またしても。
Again!
またしても。
It happened again!
大バッドエンド
A huge bad end! This is no laughing matter!
あれれ
Huh?
バッドエンドって割にはみーちゃんは楽しそうだね。
Mi-chan, you sure seem happy about the bad end.
っていうか、もう笑うしかないってのが本音でしょうね。
Well, it's more like all we can honestly do at this point is laugh. You hear me laughing? I certainly don't. More like internally sobbing. And moaning in absolute confusion over a lot of the questions I have. Sobbing and moaning. That's what I am inside. You're the freaks here. I'm the one who I'm as far as I'm concerned, I'm the one having the normal reaction and emotion here.
毎回嫌な終わり方がエスカレートすると思ったら、とうとうここまで行き着いちゃったわけですからね。
The terrible endings have been escalating through each chapter, and it finally reached a culmination, I suppose. Oh no! We got like 5 more chapters left to go through, and that's not counting the console arcs. I would not be surprised at all, honestly, especially now that I jinxed it. If we somehow end up seeing something even more catastrophic happen than an entire village being gassed to death. Maybe it'll be 2 villages! Or an entire region!
みんな仲良しで死んじゃったのですよ。
Everyone died together as friends. I find that highly debatable, personally. I mean, things kind of fell apart, big time. Again, between all of you. And seriously, that's one of the big questions I have here is, who the fuck killed you, Rika? Who the hell gutted you like a fish and stuffed you into a trash bag and then dumped you in front of the shrine? Is there somebody, like, what, was it Mion again or something?
仲良しなのです。ニパー。
As friends, Nipa.
そういう見方もあるのかな。
Or maybe it's Shion, if my theory about who was actually who in chapter 2 might actually be onto something. Well, one of the Sonozaki twins. Did they do that to you?
毎回死んでる僕はもうごめんだな。
I guess you could say that. I die every time though, and I'm a little tired of it. Yeah, and you seem to... I forget, did we get... Yeah, we did get your cause of death. It was exactly the same as the last 2 chapters. I almost forgot for a second whether or not we actually got, well, a report of your death and how you seem to have died. You're the one true constant in all 3 chapters so far, Toмотaki. I think you are going to be my key to solving the big mystery here. Or at least one of the keys.
たまには死なずにエンドを迎えたいね。
It'd be nice to have an ending where I didn't die once in a while. I would think you'd want to have an ending where you didn't die, period.
時報みたいな役割なんですよね。
All the time. Tomitaki-san, you're kind of like a news reporter.
富武さんが死んだら、あ、後半戦突入だ
When you die, it's like, oh, we're in the second half now.
みたいな。
Kind of. That's right, Tomitaki. You're our checkpoint. You're the halftime show. Okay.
ではここで今回の会合に改めてご参加いただく皆さんです。
Now here are our guests that debuted in this chapter.
拍手でお迎えください。
Everyone give a big round of applause. Do I have to applause Tepe, though? He's not worthy of applause. He's worthy of slaps to the face.
まずは監督こと入江京介さん。
First is Coach Irie Kyusuke-san.
ご紹介に預かりまして光栄です。
I'm honored to have your introduction.
どうもどうも。
Hello there.
脇役だったわけですが、トータルで見てみるとかなり美味しい役だったなぁなんて思ってます。
I was a minor character, but having a full portrait like this makes me really feel important.
本当ですわね。
It's true.
脇役にしては出番もセリフも多すぎで、しかもキャラが強すぎましたよ。
You had too many appearances, too much dialogue, and too strong a role for a minor character.
今後どれだけ出番があるかは分かりませんが、その説は応援よろしくお願いしますね。
I don't know how much I'll get to appear from here on, so please root for me.
ありがとうございました。
Thank you very much.
では次に我らが担任知恵ルミ子先生。
Next up, we have Chi-sensei, who has been around since chapter 1, but never had a portrait until now.
皆さんどうもこんにちは。
It must be because I'm playing the modded versions. That's why they're saying that. Because I certainly have been seeing your portraits from, well, chapter 2, honestly. Hello there, everyone.
いろいろと登場シーンもあったのですが、今回カレー勝負で目立つシーンをいただきまして。
They had me appear in school scenes ever since the first chapter, but for whatever reason, I didn't have my own portrait.
カレーをバカにする人は許せません。
I wonder why. Probably because they hadn't thought of your appearance all that much yet, if I had to guess. Do you know something, Reina?
誰もバカになんてしていませんよ。
Yes, I wonder.
あ、知恵先生に席を空けてあげてください。
Oh, someone give Chi-sensei a seat, please.
さて、
Okay.
これでとりあえず全員揃ったね。
Now everybody is here.
レナ、
Reina,
また乾杯をよろしくね。
you can do the honors again.
では皆さん、
Okay, everyone.
各卓のコップをお持ちになってください。
Please pick up the cup nearest to you on your table.
お飲み物はいろいろありますよ。
There are plenty of different drinks. Are they spiked?
本当にお疲れ様会も賑やかになりましたね。
These after parties have really gotten lively.
今何人ぐらいいるんです？
How many do we have here now?
私たちを加えて多分10人くらいはいると思います。
Including us, I think there are about 10 people.
未成年人と成年人の人数比がこれでやっと互角かな。
Now we have the same number of minors and adults.
これで胸を張ってアルコールが飲めるね。
We can all drink without being ashamed.
ビールってなんで冷えてるとあんなに美味しいのに、ぬるくなるとあんなにまずくなるのかしら。
How is it that speaking of beer, how is it that something so delicious when cold turns so bad when warm? I wouldn't know, I don't drink the stuff.
七不思議の一つよね。
One of the 7 wonders of the world, I say.
なんででしょうね。
I wonder why.
さあビールを継ぎますよ。
Okay, I'll pour some beer.
1,2,3,4,5,6
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh,
あれ
huh?
大人は6人でしたっけ？
There were 6 adults here?
麦茶がいいのです。
I would like the foamy barley tea as well.
リカちゃんもお酒はダメ。
Rika-chan, you can't drink!
ではレナさん、そろそろお願いします。
You know, I'm kind of scared to know what a drunk Rika would be like. Not that I would suggest that anybody give the poor lass a drink. If anyone tries, well, I don't know. I'll find the nearest hard object nearby and make a good use out of it. Anyway, Reina-san, let's get this moving.
はいはい。
Well, okay.
皆さん、ご清聴ですわよ。
Can I have everyone's attention, please?
では皆さん、
All right, everyone.
日暮の泣く頃に水、たたり殺し。
Excellent.
本当にお疲れ様でした。
Excellent work on a Tatari Gorshi chapter.
乾杯。
Cheers!
せーの。
乾杯。
Yay! Okay then.
では毎回恒例の今回のシナリオ議論でもやってみますかね。
Let's get down to our traditional plot discussion.
とは言ったものの、今回のシナリオもケムに巻かれっぱなし。
Still though, this chapter just confused us yet again. You said it.
意見のある方は挙手をお願いしますね。
Well, if anyone has an opinion, please raise your hand. Oh, I have an opinion, all right. And I can sum up in 2 words. Actually, total disaster. That's what this chapter was. And I don't mean from a writing standpoint. I mean from a what the absolute hell is going on and what a way to end things kind of disaster.
お、みんな慎重。
Wow, everyone's being so discreet.
挙手ないね。
No hands?
じゃあ、私が先陣を切ろうかしら。
Then why don't I break the ice?
申し訳ないんだけど、音楽を変えてもらってもいいかしら。
Oh, excuse me. Could you change the music, please? Could you change it to something with Johnny Cash?
もう少しミステリアスな感じの。
To something a little more mysterious. Sorry, Cash. Maybe some other time.
ああ、これがいいわね。
Yeah, that's good.
ムードが出まくりなのです。
The mood has been set.
では、高野さん、お願いします。
Yeah, well, joke's on you. I got a vivid imagination. I'll just put on a Johnny Cash song in the back of my mind here while listening to all this. That will set the mood properly for me. Alright. Takano-san, take it away.
多分ね、たたり殺しのシナリオだけを吟味しても謎は解けないんじゃないかと思うの。
I think that just by poring over the Tataragorshi story, the mystery won't be revealed. I hate to agree with you, but you're probably right. As I've been poring over this thing quite a lot, and I don't seem to be getting much of anywhere.
そりゃあ同感だね。
I know what you mean.
ここまで物語が重なれば、そういう仕掛けがあることは明白だしね。
Obviously, that's how the stories have been set up.
そんな仕掛けありましたかしら。
Was there something like that in particular?
これが正しい例かはわからないけど、
I don't know if I'm right.
鬼隠しで前原くんが大石さんとレストランで食事をして、それが園崎さんに知られていて不思議だったってくだりがありますよね。
But in Onikakushi, when Meibara-kun was eating in the restaurant of Uushi-san, Sonozaki-san found out, and it was a little mysterious, right? Well, we found out in later chapters that this particular restaurant that they went to, I think it's Angel Mort, if memory serves, is owned and managed by members of the Sonozaki family, so I think it's pretty easy to explain just from that how she was able to find out. She probably just called and asked around, hey, has anybody seen Keiichi? And well, somebody from the family eventually got back to her, told her, hey, he and this Ushi fella were here in my restaurant here eating and talking and stuff. Here's what I've heard here's what I managed to hear them say, and well, there you go.
鬼隠しだけだと実に不思議な出来事ですけど、綿流しを読めば別に不思議でも何でもないことがわかります。
It was certainly mysterious just in Nonikakushi, but after reading Watanagashi, a few things made a lot of sense.
劇中の私が入ったレストランは園崎系列の店だったということですね。
When I mentioned a restaurant of cute uniforms during the story, it must have meant Angel Mort. Oh, so we never actually got a name for it then. Okay. Lucky guess from me then.
園崎一族はこの辺りの飲食店やら何やらを経営しているわけですから。
And Angel Mort is owned by a Sonozaki family, so.
で、ケイちゃんの顔を知る者があの店にいて、それを私に伝えたと考えれば比較的筋は通るでしょ。
Someone who knew Kei-chan was there too, and told me. It actually makes a good amount of sense, right?
そういうことだね。
That's what we mean.
日暮の物語は微細に異なる場所もありますけど、
There are subtle differences in the Higurashi stories.
大筋の設定においては多分4つのシナリオは共通していると思います。
But I think there are three facets that are the same for each. Facets, excuse me.
例えばキャラクター設定。
The character settings, for example.
鬼隠しのレナは怖い人だけど、それは鬼隠しだけの設定ということじゃなくて。
I was scary in Onikakushi, but that wasn't only because it was Onikakushi. I'm still dealing with some nightmares because of you, Reina. I hope you know that.
レナはレナで4つのシナリオに全く変わらない設定で出演しているということですね。
It was because my character was the exact same in all 3 stories, is that it?
全く変わらない設定というのはどうか。
I agree with the characters being exactly the same. Me 3. That definitely is a consistent factor, at least starting out. Then eventually things
僕
happen
が
and
どのシナ
characters
リオでも
change.
常に同じ場所で同じ死に方をするのはその最たるものだね。
Like for example, the culprit behind each chapter doesn't ever seem to be consistent. In chapter 1, it was pretty much an unknown. I still don't really know for sure who could have been doing any of the killings then. In chapter 2, it was apparently Mion, or maybe Shion. Again, depends on... It just depends on how you want to look at it, I guess, and just looking at things as they occurred very closely. There is some room for doubt as to whether or not it was Mion I saw. Well, saw doing the actual murders and all that. Chapter 3, though, well, on the surface, it would have me believe that Keiichi was the one going around inflicting the curse on people through some divine power of his, but I still stubbornly refuse to think that is necessarily what was going on. I mean, it's certainly an interesting set of coincidences to be true. But then that doesn't really explain. But these things don't really explain how Toмотaki ended up dying. Because last I checked, Keiichi didn't wish for anything to happen to him, and yet he ended up kicking the bucket in the same exact way that he did in the previous 2 chapters. And then there's Rika. As far as I can recall, Keiichi didn't wish anything to happen to Rika either. If all the deaths that occurred in Chapter 3 were all the result of Keiichi wishing for it, then those 2 deaths contradict that, because he never actually wished for either of those 2 to come to harm. So that just pretty much leads me to believe it has to be something else, now that I'm thinking about it. I wish I thought about this back in the last episode, but now that I am, it really doesn't make sense to me. It has to be something else that killed all these people. I mean, we all know apparently what killed the whole fucking village at the end of the whole thing, with the volcanic gases and everything and all that stuff. But what about everybody else before that? When it comes to you, Tomotaki, assuming that Keiichi's meeting with Takano late at night when he thought he killed Satoko's uncle actually happened, if that event actually occurred, then apparently Takano, I think, had something to do with your death. I don't know if she played a direct part in it, but but again, assuming that event actually happened and it wasn't just another hallucination or dream that Keiichi thought up, then I'm pretty certain that Takano has something to do with your death in this chapter. And if that's true, and since your death seems to remain exactly the same throughout all 3 chapters up till this point, and Takano ends up vanishing or dying shortly afterwards, it makes me wonder if maybe she might have had a hand to play in your death in the last 3 chapters too. I mean, last 2 chapters. And if that's the case, then, well, as far as I'm concerned, I'm right to be suspicious of her from this point on. Like, what's her game? Why would she want to kill you in particular? And what would cause her to either vanish or apparently end up getting killed and having her body discovered in a burning oil drum? The two theories I've come up with are either that some other party has come along. I don't know I can't really say for sure who, and probably killed them and probably killed her for some reason, and then dumped her body in an oil drum outside the prefecture and set it on fire. Or Takano killed herself by setting herself on fire inside the drum. Suicide, basically. Because we never actually found any definitive evidence that for sure concluded that she was actually killed, did we? All the police ever said in all instances where she was found was that it was extremely likely that she was murdered, not that she definitely was. So there's room there for doubt on whether or not she was actually murdered or not, because there's just so little information about it, about her body and how it was found, and her activities leading up to where her body was found at that point, to where, as far as I'm concerned, it is possible. I can't just dismiss the possibility that she might have ended her own life. And if she ended her own life after apparently having a hand in your death, Tomotaki, the only thing I can think of is maybe she did to escape to escape from her crime, to escape from her crime. That's the only thing I can think of at present. Now the one person I can't figure out who might want to kill Rika, well, yeah, just that exactly. Rika is the one person here who has me the most confused right now. Unless it was like no, wait, now that I think about it, in previous episodes, I've been speculating that Yu and Takano always break into the ritual storehouse during the Watanagashi festival. And if that indeed happened in this chapter as well, then it may be possible that Rika, and then maybe by extension the mayor, even though we didn't hear a word about the mayor this chapter, might have ended up getting killed because of, well, back in chapter 2, they were supposedly killed because they created the circumstances to allow the storehouse to be broken into in the first place. Maybe it's a repeat of that in Rika's case, where one of the Sonozaki twins, apparently on the side while Keiichi and I were off doing our own thing, just decided to go and kill Rika? But if that's the case, then why did they choose to dump her body her gutted body like that in front of the shrine? Because back in chapter 2, her body wasn't found until after Keiichi was pulled out from the underground and rescued, along with Satoko's body, if memory serves. So if it was the Sonozaki twins that killed Rika, why dump her body now in chapter 3 and not in chapter 2? What changed this time? What could have changed to make them do that? Again, assuming that they are the ones that killed Rika. I'm gonna have to think on this one a bit more here. I think this is something that I'm probably not gonna be able to figure out, at least in this video. So I'm just gonna go ahead and move on. I think I've been rambling long enough here. I'm just bringing everything to a snail's pace. No matter which story it is, you always die on the same day.
綿流し編でお祭りの最中に高野さんと富武さんが西宮殿に忍び込むというシーンがありますけど、
There's a scene where during Watanagashi, Takano-san and Tomitaki-san sneak into the ritual implement storehouse.
あのシーンも他のシナリオでは描かれなかっただけで起こったことになっているのかもしれませんね。
The same scene may have still happened in the other stories, even though it wasn't portrayed.
なっているそうです。
I think it still happened.
綿流し当日のお天気や部活の内容、里子のおじさんの帰宅など、いくつかのイベントを除けば、ほとんどが共通するそうです。
Save for a few events. The weather the day of the festival, what we did in the club, and Satoko's uncle coming home. It's almost all the same. Those are other things that, well, I think we've already kind of figured out why Satoko's uncle came back into the picture. It's because his mistress basically ended up vanishing. And he had no one to take care of him, so he was kind of, well, forced to come back to Inamizawa and take Satoko back under his wing and basically use her as a freaking house slave. The weather during the festival being different, and, well, apparently what everybody in the club did during the festival, especially that one. Those are the two I can't quite for sure figure out. The weather... Well, actually, I think I got it reversed. It's the weather I'm having the most trouble figuring out why it's different. The club, though, what the club did, it appeared to me to be a mishmash between what the club members did during the last two chapters, and yet Keiichi didn't recall any of it happening. And yet everybody seemed to have believed that Keiichi was present during the festival and did all those things. So, yeah, the two theories I proposed was either alternate universe or unreliable narrate, or no, not alternate universe, or people's memories are somehow merging from the previous two chapters into chapter 3. Although don't ask me how the hell that's possible, because I couldn't really begin to tell you. But now that I've gone through Chapter 3, I think I got a third theory. Maybe those events did happen, and Keiichi honestly didn't remember them. So by extension, that would mean that maybe his activities during the Watanagashi festival, or rather his activities away from it while it was happening, maybe all that stuff was in his head too. Basically, it may be very well possible that entire freaking day was imagined by Keiichi. You really are my worst enemy with this chapter, Keiichi. You and your freaking memory and your perception of reality.
だとすると、新しい疑問がいくつか湧きますね。
Which means we have a bunch more questions.
全く同じ環境で語られる物語なのに、なぜああも違う物語に派生するのか。
If the stories are told in exactly the same environment each time, why do they end up being so different?
一般的なサスペンスアドベンチャーの視点で考えると、物語が派生する分岐点が存在したってことになりますね。
If we think from the perspective of a general adventure game in the suspense genre, sometimes the story branches depending on choices, right?
綿流しで言うと、お姉に人形を渡した、あるいは渡さなかったというあたり？
So in Watanagashi, the point where you do or don't give the doll to my sister.
あんな序盤の選択肢1個でバッド確定とは、恐ろしい選択肢だね。
An unavoidable bad end from a choice so early on. That's pretty scary. And supremely dickish.
では、たたり殺しに話を戻しますと、この場合ですと、おじを殺そうと決意するあたりですかしら。
Well, In Tatari Goroshi, maybe whether you decide to kill the uncle or not.
私はずっとそれ以前、
I think it was way before that.
同居人の女性がトラブルで失踪して、おじがひなみ沢に帰ってくることになったあたりから、もう分岐しちゃってると思うわね。
I think it branched back when the uncle's cohabitant disappeared because of some trouble, and he returned to Hinamizawa. Once again, I'm with Takano on this one.
では、一番最初の鬼隠しの分岐はどこなのですか？
Then what was the first branch in Onikakushi?
やはり劇中の私が登場してお社様のたたりに関する連続開始事件のことを話すあたりからだと思いますね。
I think it was when I appeared and started talking about the serial freak death incidents related to Orishiro-sama's curse.
今思ったんですけれど、
You know, I just thought of something. What is it?
ちゃんと圭一さんがミオンさんの気持ちを理解して、
If Keiichi-san gave the doll to Mion-san,
それで大石さんも私のおじさんも現れなかったら、何も起こらずに平和に過ごせるってことなんじゃありませんの？
and if Ushi-san and my uncle hadn't disappeared, would we not have spent our time in peace without anything happening? Well, the very end of Chapter 3 tells me no. Because, well, volcanic gases happened, and everybody ended up dying. So, yeah. I think it's just, if anything, it's probably possible that you all would be able to live your lives in relative peace until suddenly, late at night, you're all gassed to death. So, everybody still ends up dead anyway.
へえ。
I see.
さとこにしちゃ本質ズバリじゃないのよ。
Satoko's gone right to the point.
確かに。
You're right.
言えてる。
You can say that again.
じゃあ、この暗い物語は、大石さんとおじさんが現れないことを祈りつつ。
Then maybe we should pray Ushi-san and her uncle don't show up in this dark story.
園崎さんのご機嫌を損ねないようにすれば、みんな幸せになれるということなのかしら。
And then if we can prevent Sonozaki-san from getting in a bad mood, everyone will be happy. Yeah, basically that. Let's pray that Ushi-san gets a really bad case of diarrhea from bad coffee or something in the office, and is stuck in the toilet for a whole week during the week of the Watanagashi festival. Let's make sure that Satoko's uncle dies from sneezing his brains out of his nose by having a feather duster waved in his face. Because apparently the guy is very allergic to doing any kind of housework, so I would think that sticking a housework-related object in his face would be enough to kill him. And as for Sonozaki, well, yeah, you put it best, Takano. Make sure Mion doesn't get in a bad mood.
イエーイ、おねえバッドエンド要員。
Yay, big sis, you're needed for the bad ending.
みんな気をつけてね。
Be careful, everyone.
おねえの機嫌を損ねるとバッドエンド確定ですよ。
If you make my sister mad, you're sure to get a bad end.
何よそれ。
What are you saying? That you have a very violent temper. That's what we're saying.
シオン、
Shion!
あんたには次は容赦なく痛い目見させてやるからね。
Next time I'll make sure to be merciless in the pain I put you through. What? And what we saw in Chapter 2 was mercy from you? That's rich.
泣いた謝ったって許してやるもんか。
You can cry and apologize as much as you like. It won't work.
待ってごらー。
Just you wait!
これまでの物語の謎は全然解けないけど、どうやったらこの物語が大団円で終わるかのグッドエンドの推理はできちゃいましたね。
We can't solve any of the mysteries thus far, but we seem to have put together a plan for how to get the story to end happily. You're forgetting the gases!
本当にそれで幸せになれるんでしょうか。
I wonder if that would really make us happy.
大石さんと北条哲平さんの不登場。
Ushi-san and Teppei Hoju-san don't show up.
ミヨンさんのお人形の件。
Neon-san gets the doll.
本当にそれさえ気をつければいいんですかね。
Is that all we have to make sure of?
そうそう。
You're right.
みんなは一つ大きな最後を忘れてるよ。
We're all forgetting the most important thing. The freaking swamp and its gases.
ひなみ沢大災害という天災を忘れたかい？
Remember the Great Hinazawa disaster? Thank you, Tomataki, for bringing that up.
天災は防ぎようがないですわよ。
You cannot prevent natural disasters.
村のみんなにガスマスクを配って引っ越しでもしますの？
Should we have everyone in the village put on gas masks and move away?
あれはきっとお社様のたたりなのです。
It's probably Orishiro-sama's curse. What would Orishiro-sama honestly have to gain from killing off their entire freaking village population? Now nobody would be left to worship them. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm not thinking about this hard enough, but it just seems like a really dumb thing for Orishiro-sama to do if this is the work of a curse.
だからお社様を怒らせないようにしなければならないのですよ。
So we need to make sure not to make Orishiro-sama angry. We're already way too late for that. What with the whole dam incident that occurred a few years ago with the four-man getting chopped up like freaking turkey. And then, well, you know, being spread up. Orishiro-sama's apparently been pretty angry ever since then. So, lost cause.
ややこしい話になってきましたね。
This is getting a little tricky. You said it.
つまりお社様も怒らせてはダメと。
We mustn't anger Orishiro-sama, eh?
お社様を怒らせないためにはどうすればいいのでしたっけ？
And what should we do in order to prevent that? Maybe make love and not war with Orishiro-sama. I volunteer Keiichi to be the love ambassador.
ダムの計画そのものがきっとダメなんでしょうね。
The dam project itself is probably out of the question.
ダム計画がそもそもなければよかったんじゃないでしょうか。
Maybe there was never a dam project in the first place?
それは難しいわよね。
That would be hard.
だとしたらお怒りになったお社様を鎮める儀式が必要ね。
If it didn't happen, we would need a ritual to quell Orishiro-sama's anger.
鬼ヶ淵の沼に捧げ物を沈めるあの儀式ですね。
Sinking a sacrifice into the Onigafuchi swamp. A ritual sacrifice.
捧げ物って何をお社様に捧げるって言うんですか？
A sacrifice. Who do we sacrifice? Maybe to pay?
そりゃあ決まってるでしょ
Come on, use your head.
う。どんな分岐にも関係なく話の流れから脱落が確定している人だよ。
Someone who is destined to drop out from the story no matter what happens. Sorry, Toмотaki, I think they're gonna choose you.
どうせ死ぬならひなみ沢のための人柱になってもらわなくちゃね。
If he's gonna die anyway, then we may as well have it help out Hidemazawa.
その脱落が確定している人ってやっぱり僕のことかな。
When you say someone who drops out no matter what, you're talking about me, aren't you?
やっぱり二郎さんはこの物語に欠かせない重要な役割の人だと信じてたわ。
I knew it all. I knew all along. I knew you had some very important role in this story, Jiro-san. You would possibly know, wouldn't you, Takano?
お役目を立派に果たしてちょうだいね。
We'll get you to play your part. I'm sure you'll guarantee that he will.
今度こそグッドエンドの大団円シナリオの青写真ができましたね。
And with that, we have a blueprint for getting a nice, happy, good ending, don't we?
せっかくだからちょっとやってみましょうか。
Let's give it a try since we have time.
役者は全員揃ってることですしね。
Everyone involved, come over here. First, we stop Uncle Hoju, whose lover ran out on him, from returning to Hinamazawa.
いやー、私が北条おじですよ。
Yeah, my name's Uncle Hoju. He has no portrait, so I'm standing in.
はいはーい。行き場をなくしてロンリーブルー。
I'm so lonely and blue because my lover ran away. Dabba-dee dabba-die.
早くひなみ沢に帰ってさとこちゃんをお持ち帰りしてじっくり教育。未来はご奉仕メイドですよ。
Time to go back to Hinamazawa, lock up Satoko-chan, and raise her into a maidservant.
ではひなみ沢にバイクで帰りますか。
Why don't I take my motorbike back?
キーを入れてカチッと。
I'll just put in the key and click.
カチッ。
Click. Kaboom! Uh-oh, you've been kaboomed.
成敗
Judgment!
廃人に着せでございますわよ。
To ashes and dust shall you return.
さとこちゃん、火薬の量多すぎじゃないかな。
Apparently domestic terrorism does have its uses. Satoko-chan, don't you think this is a little too much gunpowder? Hope Coach is alright. Sweat. Next we stop Ueshi from showing up. Spike his coffee!
今度
With
は
laxative.
私ですか。
Me this time.
私の名前はクラウド大石。
My name is Kurado Ueshi.
ジャジーでブルースな感じがだいぶイケてるナイスミドルですよ。
A hot, good-looking middle-aged man who looks like a blues singer. You do not look like a blues singer to me. I guess we're just gonna kaboom everything until everything's fine.
成敗なのです。
Judgment for you.
そして忘れちゃいけないのがお姉へのアフターフォロー。
And lest we forget, a follow-up service for my sister. Let me guess. We're gonna make the doll go kaboom, so she won't have any more moods of any kind, period, that we have to worry about. And that she'll end up dying happy and probably, well, not curse us.
ささ、お姉、
Come here, big sis.
可愛らしいお人形さんですよ。
There's a cute little doll for you.
よかったでちゅね。
Aw, how nice.
なんだか納得いかない。
I'm not really understanding this. Now, if you're smart, you would toss the doll right at Shion. Right this second.
で、最後にお社様の怒りを鎮めなくちゃならないと。
Where's the kaboom? There's supposed to be a big earth-shattering kaboom! And finally, we must quell Orishiro-sama's anger.
では最後のお役目よろしくね。
Then, will our last actor please come up?
踏んじばってすまきにして吊るして。
Tie him fast, wrap him up, and hang him.
3日かけて沈めるんでしたっけ？
He'll sink for 3 days, right?
面倒くさいですから、ここは一気に行っちゃいましょう。
I'm not that patient. Let's just get it over with. Not that I'm for ritual sacrifice of any kind here, but guys, I'm sure that they have this ritual set up exactly the way it is for a reason. If you go off script, that is probably just gonna end up pissing off Orishiro-sama even more. Just saying. Wow, such despair, such panic, under the water. Help this man, he's drowning.
これにて一件落着。
And with that, the case has been closed. So that's what the end in kanji looks like.
なんでかな。突然レナの腕が光ってうなって大変なことに。
Oh no, all of a sudden this arm of mine is glowing with an awesome power.
獅子類類で大変なことになってますのです。
This pile of corpses is a pretty big deal. Is that you, Keiichi?
あれ、
Huh?
電話だ。
It's the phone.
もしもし。
Hello?
あ、ケイチくん。
Oh, Keiichi-kun. Speak of the devil.
お疲れ様です。
No, wait, that doesn't work in this case. Thanks for all your hard work.
おう、相変わらず大盛り上がりみたいじゃねえか。
You sure he did any hard work at all? For all what, like I said earlier, for all I know, all the work he was doing was probably all in his head. Yeah. Looks like you're all having a roaring old time.
こっちは次回の台本読みで相変わらず忙しいってのに。
And yet here I am, busy with reading the scenario for the next story.
まあいいや。
Whatever.
今日の俺は機嫌がいいから。
I'm in a
嫌味は
good
なしにしてやるぜ。
I'm in a good mood today, so I'll let you off without any teasing.
シオンはいるか？
Is she on there?
もう行っちまってもいいんじゃないか？
Can you put her on?
あれ、
What?
今ここで発表しちゃうんですか？
You're going to announce it here?
とはいえ、もうすでに分かってる人たちもいるでしょうけど。
I wanted to keep it a secret for a while longer, but okay.
シオンさんとケイチさんの二人っきりの秘密ですって？
A secret between Shion-san and Keiji-san? Well, secrets are held between people all the time, Satoko. They're not as lewd as you think they are. At least not all the time.
何よそれ。
What do you mean?
聞いてない。
Nobody told me about this. Nobody! Uh-oh, Mion's in a bad mood. Bad end incoming. Okay, Kei-chan, let's say it at the same time. 1, 2, 3. The main character of the next story will be Shion Sonozaki. Really? Excuse me. What? I know, that little revelation made me sneeze.
まあつまりはそういうことです。
Yeah, so that's that.
初登場以来ダントツの人気ナンバーワン。
The one topping the popularity charts since her first appearance.
姉妹キャラでも遅れ登場した片割れの方が絶対に人気が出るってのはギャルゲー全盛時代から決められたお約束ですし。
The late appearing younger sister of twins being popular has been a pattern in things ever since the days of TH. I don't know what TH is. I feel like I should know that, but I don't.
わけわかんねえことはどうでもいいよ。
I have no idea what that means, and it doesn't matter.
とにかく俺はそのシナリオでは主人公のお役ごめん。
Anyway, I've been fired from my main character post for once.
風の噂じゃ俺のボイスを超えてるとか。
If the rumors are right, I might even get a portrait finally? If this is actually true, I wonder why we're getting a different protag this time.
へっへ
Or next
俺
time.
の苦労を少しは思い知れ。
Yahoo!
まあケイちゃんのボイス数は異常ですから他のシナリオに入れるようになればすぐに逆転されるでしょうけど。
Well, portraits of K-chan would be a big waste of disk space. Well, joke's on you, I'm playing a digital copy.
まあ園崎姉妹の実力ってやつをとくと皆さんにお見せして差し上げますよ。
If it couldn't all fit on one disc, there's a pretty high chance he'd be the first one dropped.
でもいいんですのシオンさん。
Are you okay with this, Shion-san?
主人公は毎回ろくでもない最後を迎えると決まってましたよ。
The main character always meets some terrible fate in the end.
まあこれまではね。
Well, until now.
でもね次回からは必ずしもそうはならないんですよね。
But that doesn't necessarily mean it'll happen next time.
日暮らしの泣く頃に水も今回のたたり
I
殺
don't
し
know,
と外
Shion.
伝の染め写しで一区切り。
We seem to be having a, well, admittedly not so steady pattern of escalation here, ever since Chapter 1. If anything, I imagine your fate is probably going to be worse than all of Keiichi's fates in these past 3 chapters. Somehow. And don't even get me started on what might end up happening to everybody else. I'm scared. I'm almost scared to even think about it. With Higurashi, we're already at the third game in the Higurashi When They Cry series.
ミステリアスな謎を次々と提示してきた出題編はここで折り返しになり。
But this first half presented a lot of strange and exciting mysteries. But starting next time,
次の章からはこれまでの謎に挑み、そしてさらなるドラマの幕開けとなります。
the mysteries will start to be solved in the second half, marking the start of the investigation arc, temporary name. So that's what the answer arcs were called. Before they were called the answer arcs. But also, you liar, there is one other chapter after this, chapter 4, that last I checked is a question arc chapter. And yes, I know the reason why that is in terms of real world stuff. Nobody needs to tell me. It's a literal time waster. It's even in the name.
つまり私が名探偵になって理不尽な謎をバスバス解決していく痛快ストーリーなわけです。
That means there'll be a thrilling story where I become a detective and solve all these crazy, unfair mysteries.
今のうちから決め台詞を考えておかないとね。
You'd all better think up good signature phrases.
あなたを犯
Like,
人ですみたいな。
you, sir, are the criminal.
納得いかない納得いかない。
But what if the sir is actually a ma'am? Or an it? It won't happen. It won't happen. Never!
御三家の秘密に近づきすぎて閉じ込められていたぶられて。
Actually, no. You, it doesn't make sense, grammatically speaking, so let me try this. You, Thane, are a criminal. There we go. That sounds much more natural. You'll get too close to the three families' secrets, be imprisoned, and then get tormented.
悲惨な最後を遂げる役に決まってる。
You're a shoo-in to meet a violent, unnatural death.
お姉こそ私に全ての謎と秘密をカンパされて謝罪の言葉を口にしながら自害なされる心の準備は OK です。
Sis, I should say the same to you. Are you mentally prepared for me to see through all your mysteries and secrets, and then have you apologize to me and commit suicide? Well, I'd be following her little sister's footsteps in that case.
なしなのですか？
With the committing suicide bit, I mean. No chance of Rishiro-sama's curse for me, is there?
さて、
Anyway,
そのしーちゃんが主役の目明かしに進むためには新しい警察資料が必要です。
the new story to begin the second half, temporarily called Miyakashi. I think I might be butchering that name just like all these other Japanese names, and for that I'm sorry. But I'm going to go with, for now, Miyakashi. Miyakashi, or eye-opening, is currently undergoing diligent development. Well, with a name like that, there's gotta be some promising revelations in there.
初めからを選んでゲームを開始すると主人公にシオンが追加されているのでそれを選んで進めてください。
We should be able to unveil it to you all in the near future, so I hope you'll look forward to it.
鬼隠し、綿流し、そしてたたり殺し。
Onikakushi, Watanagashi, and Tatarigoroshi.
この3つのシナリオを重ね透かして皆さんにはどんな真実が見えてくるでしょうか。
What truths will you all come up with after reading these 3 stories? So, yeah, basically, the answer arcs are just going to answer the mysteries presented in all 3 of these chapters that I've seen thus far, is what you're saying. Which I guess should have been pretty obvious, considering that they're called the answer arcs, and the ones I've been playing up until now are called the question arcs, so yeah. But I mean, hey, I guess it's at least nice to know that I'll be for sure getting some mysteries resolved.
推理はまとまるどころかますます煙に巻かれていくだけ？
Or will you just come up with more questions instead of theories? If that's what happens, then I will sue for false advertisement. Because last I checked, they're called answer arcs. If they don't answer anything, and instead giving more questions than answers, I will lawyer up! Yeah, you better be laughing nervously. I mean it.
レナも全然わからないです。
Reina has no clue either. For all of you warriors who never yielded to these 3 mysteries and kept on fighting, we present you with one final scenario as thanks for your enthusiasm. One which we never originally planned on giving you. Oh boy! A bonus scenario? Is it a beach episode? Please enjoy it. Ushi better be there so he can revolt everybody and make me laugh. Now, where is this extra scenario? Is it this thing? Let me go to the tile screen first just to be sure there's nothing new added there. Nope, no new menu options, so let me try looking at tips first. Research notes, okay, that's all the same. Okay, let's try Epilogue 2 and see if that's any different. They must have meant Chapter 4, because I do not see anything new that's been unlocked here in Chapter 3. Well, I guess that's it then. For Chapter 3, anyway. Right after this, I'm going to start Chapter 4. I'm trying to think of anything else that I want to openly speculate about before I end up putting a stop to this video. Drawing blanks right now. I bet I know how it's going to happen. Probably hours after I end up stopping this recording, as I'm just doing some post work on other things and then going about the rest of my day doing God knows what else. I'm eventually going to think of something I'm going to wish I thought about before I ended up stopping the video to discuss, and well, it'll be way too late by that point. And since I tend to record all my stuff well in advance anyway, well, I'm probably going to have more information to work with from probably the chapter 4 than I do here. So one way or the other, I'm going to eventually figure some more stuff out. So maybe I should just go ahead and stop things here, because I don't want to drag things on longer than I absolutely have to. I hope you guys enjoyed this final chapter of Higurashi When They Cry Chapter 3. I certainly did, even though the whole ending really just was an emotionally numbing gut punch. Anyway, if you enjoyed this and you want to see more content from me, feel free to subscribe to my channel. And if you intend to start watching my upcoming Let's Play of Higurashi When They Cry Chapter 4, I will see you all again there. Anyway, take care, guys.